Alright, so fueling on the run, what works for you? You may not have seen these before, but a lot of events these days, they give you collapsible plastic cups, especially in trail running events. We want to make sure that we don't leave any rubbish out on the trail. But this is also good just in training, you know, and it literally folds up into nothing, and you can just tuck it into your shorts or a little pocket that you might have. And as you get to a water station, you know, you just fill it up and away you go. It's a really just handy little thing to have. But I also take it in my pack when I race, just in case I need to get some water at an aid station. But I'm generally prefer to use a hydration vest, which has got my soft flasks in the front. So this type of hydration vest, which is an Advanced Skin 12 set from Salomon, it has the ability to put a bladder in the back, okay? But it also has the ability to put little bottles in the front. These are 500ml bottles, and I prefer to run with water in the front as opposed to holding anything in my hand like that or a water bottle, because I want to feel like I'm in more control when I'm out on the trail. I practice my training so that I'm used to the weight of this vest on, but as I'm actually racing, I'll just be sipping out of this, which is just located in the front, and it sits about here. You literally just grab a sip, you know, every kilometre roughly. That's the way that I prefer to feel on the run, especially when I race. And it also allows me just to be very aware of how much fluid I'm taking. You'll find that if it's in the bladder at the back, not only for me does it make the bladder heavier and more uncomfortable, but I can't really tell how much fluid I've taken on board. So there's just a couple of little tips and different ways that you can fuel when you're out on the run and training. In terms of other nutrition that I would have in that pack, now just wanted to show you a few of my favourite go-tos. So I fuel with a product called Tailwind. Okay, they have caffeinated and non-caffeinated versions. It depends on if I'm going to be taking caffeinated from the beginning or incorporating it later in the event. But they also come in some handy little sachets that I will put in as spare or into my checkpoint bags. But the other really cool thing you can do is you can actually just have empty bottles and put some powder in there, the right ratio for you, and you can just have that folded up in your back, or in your pack, so that when you do get to an aid station, you can just whip it out and fill it up with water, or you can have them in your checkpoint bags. That's if you don't have these little sachets, handy sachets. Now, generally, I try and just have liquids because it just works really well. You know, there's minimal cramping opportunities. You really feel light and in control, and you're not taking down big portions of food, which is hard for your body to process. But I will put in other products which I love, and something which has got a little bit more flavour to it and feels like you're eating something, but it's literally not much weight, is the Goose Root waffles. Okay, so I'll have maybe one of those in an ultra, you know, an energy gel. Okay, so that's a spring energy gel, which I really like, and sometimes I'll also have a couple of shot blocks as well. So these are actually, you can see that they split up into little sections, and you can literally just pop those down on the run. Okay, and it's just something to help break up the momentum and the boredom, but also keep you energized, you know. And I'll have something like that when I finish a training session really quickly. It's in the car, bang, ready to go. And or, depending on how hard the training session and or event was, I'm making sure that I've got a product which I can use for recovery. Specifically, this is the Rebuild recovery product from Tailwind. It's cool, they've actually written my name on here for me when they sent it to me. But I'll put a couple of scoops of that into you know, a Ziploc bag, and then I'll have a water bottle. I'll pour that in, shake it up, and it's just like a milkshake. It tastes great, but it's doing a lot for you. The other thing that I sometimes use when I'm out in either training or racing is just have a couple of snakes. Like, it's really good energy, it's fast, it's easy to digest, and it's just something that you can have in your mouth running along on those longer events, which just breaks things up, but also keeps you nice and filled. So hopefully you get some of the information from that, guys. Some little tips about how you can not only have the nutrition on the run, but some of the things that you can have that work for you. All of this is practice well ahead of time, and I've used it in many events, but you know, for me, it's about consistency and having liquids for at least 90% of my nutritional fueling.